Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be discussing the Audacity program. You should have an icon on your screen that looks like this right here with a pair of headphones on it. If you do not have this icon, you can find Audacity by going to your start menu, typing in Audacity. Usually AUD will bring it up, and then you can click on that Audacity 1.3 beta. Alright, when you open up Audacity, this is what it's going to look like. Alright, we can click OK when this pops up. Alright, now we're ready to simply record. You have your pause button up here, the play, the stop. Usually you don't use the rewind and fast forward, and then you have your record button. Whenever you hit the record button, it is going to start recording your sound waves. So whenever you speak, you're going to notice that on yours, you're going to notice your sound waves up here. But since I'm recording this video, all my recording is going into this video and not into this Audacity project. So that's why you're not seeing my sound waves right now. If yours is flatline like this, then you need to check a couple of things. First of all, it's not recording and picking up your sound. So if it's flat like this, then that means your microphone probably is not plugged up. Usually you have to make sure your microphone is plugged in to the computer before you get on to the Audacity program. So you may have to exit all the way out, plug in your headphones, let them install, and then open up Audacity. Then try again and hit record and see if you see the sound waves. If that still doesn't work for you, then you need to make sure that when you pull down this box right here, that Logitech is selected. So maybe that will help out this recording. So let's see. So I'm going to click Logitech, and my speakers are also Logitech. So make sure those two things are selected. If you do not see Logitech, then that means your headphones were unplugged and they're not installed at this time. So go ahead and get that straight before you can start recording. Alright, so this is how you delete a track. If you don't like it, just simply come over here and click the X. Alright, now let's see if you can see my sound waves. There we go. Okay, now whenever I talk, you can see the sound waves, and when I stop talking, then it goes kind of back to the flat line. Alright, you can hit pause if you need to take a break on the same track right here if you're going to continue to talk. If you're done talking and someone else is going to start talking, then you need to hit stop. When it's on pause, it will not allow you to do any editing, taking out all this right here. If I highlight it and click delete, nothing's going to happen because I have it on pause. Anytime I want to edit, I got to hit stop. You don't want to hit pause and then have the next person start talking, let's say right here. Alright, we want each person to be on separate tracks. So eventually you're going to have, I don't know, maybe 40 tracks going on down through here. So when I hit stop, I need to, this is where it would let me highlight and hit delete to take out anything that I want to take out. If there's too long of a pause, I can highlight and take out that. If you can hear yourself breathing or taking a big breath in between your sentences, then you can take out that sound as well. So you can kind of zoom in a lot closer if you need to really get in there to take out something that's really small, but you still want to take it out. So let's zoom back out. Alright, when the next person is ready to record, you will need to make sure you click at the end of your last recording. You see that yellow line that shows up? Because if I don't, then and when I hit record, then more than likely it's going to start recording over here, and then now you're recording on top of each other, and we don't want to record on top of each other. So make sure before the next person talks that you click at the end, and then you can hit record, and now your second track will continue to record where it needs to and not on top of your first track. Okay, so when the next person is done talking, you hit stop. and you repeat the process. Record, stop, and repeat the process. Now, you don't necessarily have to go in order. These things can be moved around however you like. It does make it easier on you if you do record in order. But if I had to switch something, let's say someone was absent and I left and then they came back and they recorded theirs, you can move tracks around like this. I click this double arrow tool right here, and then I can move this like this, and then I can move this wherever I need. So they can be out of order, and when I hit play it's going to start with this track, and then it'll jump back up to this one, and then it will go back down to this one. That starts to get a little confusing though if you start doing that too often. So yeah, it is easier if you can keep them in order back the way that it was. See, if I was to hit play right now, then I'd hear both of them at the same time, and it'd get a lot confusing. Alright, so once we get this back, alright, so I taught you this tool. This tool right here is another tool that you're going to use. It's called the selection tool. So you need to click on that anytime you want to come down here and highlight something to edit or delete. Just simply hit the delete key on the keyboard and it will take that section out. So these two tools are the ones that you're going to use the most. Okay, and then let's go to how do I put in music. Alright, let's say I'm ready for my music break right here. So I'm going to click here. With music, it doesn't really matter where you click because it's going to put it at the very beginning, and you got to slide it over yourself anyway. But this is how you import music. You're going to go to File, Import, and then Audio. Alright, this is where you need to go find your music. Wherever you have your music saved, whether you're bringing it in on a flash drive or you got it from YouTube, you still have to save that to something. Whether there is some music saved already on the computer data drive, and if you click, let's see, 8th grade farmers, and then let's go to movie maker songs and see if anything's in there. Alright, you can use anything that has a blue music note. It says MP3 format sound. Okay, you cannot use anything that has the Audacity symbol on it that says Audacity project. So anything that's MP3, plus you see it over here on the side, you will be able to use. So let's go ahead and click this one and click open. Now when it opens, it's going to put the full song on there. All the stuff up here is going to get shrunk down, and it's going to have the full song on. I like to pull my song over to the side where I don't have any of my previous recordings, and then I will click up here and hit play, and then start seeing what part of the song I would like to use as far as 15 seconds goes. So I can zoom in. Now you can see recording studios and industries, they have a fade in and fade out on their songs, just like we're going to do. So you see it fading in, and if I go to the end of the song, you're going to notice that it kind of fades out. Alright, so let's just say I want the first 15 seconds of the song. So I'm going to highlight what I don't want. So let's say this is 15 seconds right here. So I'm going to highlight the rest of it. And then I'm going to delete it. So with it highlighted, hit delete. And now you go back. And then there's your 15 seconds. They've already got it faded in for you, so that's half the battle of knowing how to fade in and fade out your songs. If I wanted to fade in even more, let's say you want the middle part of the song and you need to fade in and fade out, you just highlight what you want to fade in. Make sure you're always using the selection tool to highlight. You go to effects, and then there's fade in. Notice how it shrunk it down even more. I highlight what I want to fade out. I go to Effects, Fade Out, and now I got my fade in and fade out. Now let's hit the double arrow tool up here to move my music back over. You don't really want to line your music up right with the edge of where you stop talking. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this one because there's not much talking on it. So let's say you're ready for it to fade in here. Usually I like to fade in my music somewhere where it's overlapping. So you're still kind of talking a little bit about what you're going to talk about on the next segment while your music is starting to fade in. Okay, so you don't want any... See, if I put it there, then there'd be a little bit of a pause before your music started. So you always want to kind of scoot it over just a little bit more and then listen to it and see if that's what you like. Alright, so I think that's enough to get you going on this. My next video will kind of go into just a little bit more effects that you can put on and maybe anything else that I left out of this video. But for today, I think this is enough to get you going. You should know how to record. You need to make sure you hit stop anytime you want to delete anything, because remember, if it's on pause, then it will not let me do any effects, or it will not let me highlight and hit the delete key if it's still on pause. You always have to hit stop. Whenever the next person talks, you need to hit stop and start a new track. Okay, this will allow for you to adjust the volume. So one last thing, this over here will adjust someone who maybe is a softer spoken person, and then this may adjust someone that is a little bit louder person. This way when I hit play, it's all going to be about the same volume, because whenever I play these for the class, I don't want to be over here with the volume turning it up and down depending on who's talking. Same with your songs. Some songs are louder, so you can adjust your song. And so all these should be adjusted all the way down. That way it all sounds good. Alright, so let's start recording this. Remember, 15-second songs. The whole project needs to be at least 5 minutes. And have fun.